Hey guys, this is the gaming computer that I have listed on Craigslist at the moment. As you can see, this is a black case with red finish on the front. If you take a look at the top of the front of the case, you can see it has a USB port, a headphone and a mic front port, another USB, and an eSATA. And below that you have the reset switch and the power switch. Installed is a DVD burner and reader, and then you can see the side of the case has a vent on it. And next we're going to go ahead and start the computer up and let you see how it performs. If you see, it has some red LEDs inside. No, you can't see. I'll show them to you in a little bit. Here we go. This boots up pretty quick. As you can see, it's already loading Windows. Now this computer, it has a 3.3 gigahertz quad-core processor. It is overclocked to 3.6 gigahertz, which essentially means it is a 3.6 gigahertz processor. As you can see, Windows is already loading up. It has 8 gigabytes of RAM. It's DDR3 RAM. It also it has a very powerful video card in it, an NVIDIA GTX 550 Ti that has its own 1 gigabyte of RAM. This is a good card for a gamer's computer, or just for someone who wants a faster computer for doing more work. It also has, let's see here, it has a, oh yes, the power supply is a 500 watt power supply, and the cool thing about it is you'll have plenty of power, but also it's 80 plus certified. That means it uses less power, it's more power efficient, and it's less likely to fail. It's a certification of power supplies, meaning they are tested to be better. As you can see here, we have Windows 7 loaded. We'll go ahead and show you that. We have Windows 7 Professional loaded onto this computer. This is the full version. As you can see, I said 3.3 gigahertz. This is actually 3.6, as I'll show you in a minute. 8 gigabytes of RAM, 64-bit operating system, and let's see here, what else can we show you? Here, so you can see the GeForce GTX 550 Ti graphics card. And that, as I said, is a good card for gamers. They will be able to use that very easily. As you can see, I got this nicely laid out here, really easy to use. I just wanted to show you the temperatures of the computer while it's running. Now, this is a pretty warm day. As you know, it's been pretty warm in Fort Wayne lately. And we do not have the AC on, so these are going to be a little bit higher than, you know, if you had an air-conditioned room or were in the basement or whatever. But as you can see here, we're running, the core is sitting at 17. We have overall temps at about 30, hard drive is at 28, and your GPU here is sitting at 34. So these are all very, very low temps. And remember, this is with the overclocking already on here, so this is a low temperature overclock. We're not pushing it to its full, but we're keeping the stability needed to allow this computer to run very smoothly. Okay. And thanks for viewing, and if you are interested, my email is listed, and you can email me. I will be selling this at about $600, or you can make me an offer. We'll see how it goes. So, thank you for viewing this. Yeah, I got the computer unhooked here. I wanted to show you one more thing. as you can see the back of the case here, we do have the I/O port where you'd be plugging in your keyboard, your mouse if you're using PS2, or you'll be plugging in with the USB right here. You also have your audio ports. Those are capable up to 5.1 surround sound if you so desire. Here's your video card. Now this is where you'll be plugging in monitors. It does accept up to 2 monitors. Then the other thing I wanted to show you was the inside of the case. Now, it's fairly easy to get into this case. It has thumb screws on the back here. You need to take one out on the top, one out on the bottom. And those can be tightened up with a screwdriver if you really want them tight. And the side of the case just slides off. Now this is where you get to see the inside. See if I can get the lighting good for you. Okay, let's see. As you can see, it's fairly, there's not a lot of cords in here. It's cleaned up pretty nice. We actually got the cords running down mostly on the right side and then down by the power supply on the bottom. So there's a bit of cable management I've done here just to make it look nicer, and also that having less cords throughout your computer will improve the airflow, and thus you'll have lower temperatures, which is good for the computer. Now you see down here we have our Corsair CX500 power supply. That's 500 watts. As I said, that's 80 plus certified. Corsair makes great power supplies, so that's a good brand. And then if you take a look up here, we have our CPU. That's your processor. Now that's covered with its own fan, so you won't actually be able to see the chip. But to the right of that is the memory. As I said, it's 8 gigabytes, but it is expandable up to 16 gigabytes. Only 2 of the 4 slots are filled, so you can go ahead and expand that if you want to in the future. When you want to increase your speeds later on, you'll be able to do that. Now this is one of the main components of the inside, the NVIDIA GeForce GTX 550 Ti graphics card. This is 1 gigabyte. It has 1 gigabyte of video card memory. And as you can see, it has a fan on the bottom, which will help cool the graphics card. Most of this case on the inside is red and black, just like the outside, which is cool. It also has red LEDs on it. Up here you can see the DVD drive, burner and drive and reader. That is plugged in. And then down here, near the bottom, you have the hard drive. That is, I forgot to mention, 250 gigabyte hard drive. It is plenty of space for most people. If you want to upgrade, you can always do that, or use an external or a flash drive. Hard drives right now are more expensive, so it's a better option right now to go for a lower hard drive, because they did have heavy flooding where most of the hard drives are produced overseas. So right now it's not very cost efficient for anyone to be buying high volume hard drives. So it only has a 250, which is plenty. You won't be bogged down unless you're going for huge amounts of videos on your computer or something. And the only other thing to mention is the motherboard itself. That's a gigabyte motherboard, and as you can see, it's mostly red and black. Actually, it's not gigabyte, it's BioStar. They make good motherboards. I use that in my main computer as well. You can see right there, BioStar. So, there you go. Now, I'm not too sure how well my camera will record this, but this is the inside of the computer. When the lights are on, you can see that there are red LEDs on the front fan, as well as on the back here and the inside. So you have some more red to match the rest of the color. flow throughout the whole case.